welcome. I'm Pat Pavelka. Today what we're going to do is look at some specific strategies to help students monitor their comprehension as they read. So many times we say to students, please don't turn the page, or don't you dare turn the page until you can retell what's just happened. Make sure you understand and can paint that picture in your head before you continue reading. Yet many of our students say, yes, okay, but we don't see them truly knowing how to process at the bottom of every page. Basically, they don't know that they don't know, or they don't know that they do know when they're ready to go on. So today what we're going to look at is a strategy that we're going to use that's called stop signs and strategy cards that go along with the stop signs. So here's how it works. These are just little post-it notes, and they have an Avery label circle in the middle. That's your stop sign. Could even be just a dot of red marker. Before students read, they need to set themselves up and put the stop signs on the bottom of each page before they read. Now what happens is they read this page. They get to the bottom, and what does that mean? Stop! Don't keep going. Make sure you're okay. You understand it. You can picture it. You have become part of that character, so you know how they're feeling and what's going to happen. You've made predictions. If you haven't done that and you can't figure out what happened, you need to go back and reread. Rereading is a powerful strategy. Children don't like it. It's because they don't know how and when to apply rereading. So now this says to them, you don't have to go back and reread the whole book because you're monitoring in chunks. Let's take an older book. This level. If you've got a student that's a good reader, he just needs some check-in, we put the stop sign on the right side. Just check before you turn the page. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you know what's happening. Sometimes we have those older students that can read anything you give them, and they sound great, but they don't understand. So what we would do with those students is they would put stop signs like this. Because you read this, make sure you're okay. If you are, read to the bottom. Make sure you're okay. Do you see how it chunks the reading? Otherwise, they read all of this, they don't understand it, and it's too much to go back. And I've heard my students say, oh, I only have to reread 1 or 2 paragraphs, I'm good. So now number 1, we've got them stopping. Number 2 is, what do they do when they stop? That's where these cards come in. 2 options. One option are, this is what I'm going to call sense cards. You get to the bottom where that stop sign is, and you say to yourself, what do I see? What do I hear? What would I smell? What would I touch? What would I taste? And the last one is always a heart. How's the character feeling? So if you can't paint that picture in your head with the senses, what do? You go back and reread. And you're not going back over the whole book. You're going back over short chunks. Another option is to use story elements. For example, you get to the bottom of the page. Now I say the bottom of the page, but you have to make this work for you and your readers. It could be the end of a book. It could be a paragraph. It could be a page. Wherever that stopping point is, students say to themselves, who are the characters on this page? What's the setting where I've stopped? Is there a problem? Is there a solution? What are the actions that are happening? This is plot. Again, you have to use the word from your curriculum. And the last one on this is always predict. What do you think is going to happen next? So you set yourself up to go to the next page. The biggest increase that you'll see with these is that students are not just using the strategies with you in guided reading group. You're going to see them carried over there. You'll see them monitoring, and you'll see them stopping and processing. Thank you.